is the ultimate glow up guide. I know a thing or two about glow up. You can check my credentials. I have 10 tiny micro habits that you can start doing now to get your ultimate glow up by the end of the year. Grab your iPad to take some notes, some popcorn, some snacks, and just get comfortable. I would like to preference that I too am still on my glow up journey, so I'm not there yet. Every day, little habits that I'm doing is getting me closer to my ultimate glow up. If you are incorporating some of these things that I'm going to give you in this video into your daily routine and you're not at your ultimate glow up yet, I don't want you to feel like, oh, you're not doing enough, or oh, you're not glowing up. Sometimes you're glowing, but you can't say it because you see yourself every day. Someone that hasn't seen you for 3 months, like, oh, there's something different about you. Your energy, your this, you're glowing. As long as you're incorporating something every day into your routine, it's working. Just give it time. Because becoming the best version of yourself does not happen overnight. It is a lifelong process that you have to go through. So give yourself some grace, give yourself some credit, and try to love every version of yourself as you go through this journey. It is going to take a minute. I recently started reading a book called Resistance to Happiness. And basically the book talked about how we resist our own happiness. Like, you want good things, but somehow your brain tricks you into not getting those things. For example, you set an alarm at 6 a.m. to go to the gym, but then you go to bed super late that it doesn't allow you to wake up in time to make the gym. Or your alarm goes off at 6 a.m. or you snooze your alarm and end up not going to the gym. So it's resisting your own happiness in terms of, you know, going to the gym is going to be good for your mental health. You know going to the gym is going to be good for your physical health. But somehow, you didn't go to bed early and now your alarm is going off, you snoozed, and you did not go to the gym either. Knowing that those things will cause you to be happy, to give you a dopamine rush, but you don't do it. And that is you resisting your own joy and resisting your own happiness. Don't get me wrong, sometimes life be lifing, okay? And it's not every day you feel like going to the gym or waking up early and all that good stuff. And I get it. But where motivation fails is where discipline comes in. So you want to keep those snooze and going to bed late to a very minimum to build discipline so that you can continue to do them when you're not motivated. The first one I want to talk about is planning your day. Having a good day starts the night before. Let me tell you why. You plan out the things you want to do the next day. Have a table. On your notepad, have 2 sections. One is your non-negotiables. You have to achieve those things the next day. And the other side is your negotiables. Okay, if you don't achieve those things, you will leave. It's not the end of the world. In your non-negotiable section, put in 3 tasks that you want to achieve the next day, no matter what. So for me, it's making my bed, going to the gym, and doing practice questions. On my negotiable table, I usually have 3 to 5 things that I want to do. Usually, I always have something related to content creation, such as filming, editing, scripting, all of that good stuff. So something related to classes, like assignments, you know, especially if it's not very close to the due date, so that would be on there as well. Another would be having something that I want to do for myself, such as maybe talking to my mom or my sister. Yes, I know it's weird. I do schedule calls with my family. Otherwise, it won't get done, or I'll use the time I'm supposed to be using for something else to be talking on the phone. So I like to put that in my non-negotiable table and put a time block for that particular activity. Still continuing under the topic of planning your day. Another thing that you could use is using your notepad on your phone or your iPad and just put little check marks on the things you want to do. When you achieve them, just check it. It gives your brain a rush, like, oh, I'm achieving X, Y, Z, and you're feeling like, you know, pumped to do more. I also use an app called Habit Tracker. When I started building my habits for my routine, it was paramount that I kept track of when I was doing it, how many times a week I was doing it. That way I could come back to the drawing board to see what are the barriers that preventing me from doing XYZ habits all the time. What is stopping me from being consistent? And maybe I don't like it. Maybe this is not a habit that I want to be a part of my life. And that's why I'm not being consistent. And I can scrap it out and replace it with something I'm actually interested in. So that's why I use the habit tracker. And I used that for like about a year and I stopped because now I have my flow, I have my routine. So you can give that a try if you're trying to build a routine for yourself. The reason I recommend planning your day is because it helps you stay on track. It helps you achieve the things that you want to achieve daily. That way you're not just waiting and saying, oh, universe, what's today gonna be about? What am I supposed to do today? Because sometimes when you not sat down and you're like, I'm supposed to be doing something right now. I'm supposed to be doing something, but I can't pinpoint what I'm supposed to be doing right now. And you're just sitting out there wasting time. And then 2 days later, you remember, I should have been doing that. And then you're rushing. You don't want that. So if you plan your day every day, the night before, chances are this is not going to happen to you. Chances are you're going to be on top of things that you need to do even before deadlines. So yeah. plan your day. If you like to go to the gym in the morning, put your clothes out the night before. That way, when you wake up in the morning, you're not going through the stress of looking for what to wear. First of all, you're going to be groggy waking up. And that's going to take at least 10 minutes out of the day. And then you wake up and now you're groggy looking for what to wear. But if you already put your clothes out, 10 minutes, yes, you're going to be groggy when you wake up, but you just put on your clothes and you're on your way. That brings me to the next thing I want to recommend. Making your bed when you wake up in the morning. Starting your day with a small win like that just sets a positive tone for everything else. You know what I mean? You're more likely to go out there and make it happen for you. If you listen to podcasts featuring successful people, that's one recurring theme in what they say. They wake up in the morning, they go to the gym, they pray, and they make their bed. So there must be a reason why successful people make their bed in the morning before they start their day. I'm just saying, that's just something to consider. Even with the next thing I want to talk about, meditation, if you are into that, praying, if that's your thing, or affirmations, those things give you a high in the morning. Sometimes you wake up on the right side of the bed. But doing this little routine like your meditation, reading your Bible, yoga, those things help you to wake up on the right side of the bed, even though you're already awake. So it's something to incorporate in your routine, especially if you already feel in your spirit that day might be a difficult day. Okay, you might want to give yourself some extra loving, some extra care by doing those little routines that pours into you. Let me put a little disclaimer. This next thing I'm going to talk about might be a little controversial. It is about weight. If you have a weight issue in terms of being overweight or obese, please deal with it. Not in a bad way, and I mean this in the most loving way. Because I too was obese. Here, case in point. For me, when I was obese, I didn't feel good on the inside. And I don't even know how I got to that size. I think it was during COVID. Emotionally, I was struggling a lot. Mentally, I wasn't there either. So I needed to change that. And that required some changes in my diet and my exercise level. I had to tell myself, ma'am, you are not a slave to food. Like, food is literally there for you to survive, not for you to eat like food has control over you. You are not a slave to food. I literally had to remind myself about that every single day. I tackled my obesity with intermittent fasting, trying to eat healthy, and hiring a personal trainer. I was set on losing weight. The highest I've been in this picture, 250. Because sometimes life can feel like you have so much weight on you, just with everything happening in the world in general and maybe in your own personal life. Now, add you being overweight or obese to that feeling already. You could see how emotionally you could get depressed, anxiety. All of that could just lead you to a dark place you don't want to be in. Trust. I'm not going to lie to you. It is hard, and it takes a determined person to make a change in their life to lose weight. I'm talking going to the gym, eating healthy, doing intermittent fasting. Sometimes you have to go to bed a little hungry so you don't add weight. It's just what it is. And sometimes some people do all of this and don't lose weight. That's where medicine comes in. See if you qualify for bariatric surgery, see if you qualify for weight loss medication like semaglutide or Mounjaro. I'm not opposed to all those things. Everything has side effects. Even just eating your regular food has side effects. But what if there are bugs in there that can cause your intestine to rupture, yada. Some people sit down and psych themselves out of things that can change their life. Living life is a risk. Sometimes taking medicine for weight loss can be expensive. I'm not even going to sit here and act like I don't know what the price is. It is costly. I've heard of success stories where different people cleaned out their gut. They were able to reset their diet. They were able to control their cravings. They were able to control their weight, and they just felt better overall, less constipation. There are videos out there recommending things to help with gut health. That's something to look into if it's too expensive to get on a weight loss program. While we're on the topic of taking care of your body, mind what you put in it. If you drink alcohol, I have nothing against alcohol, but limit the alcohol intake. Maybe only socially when you're out with friends, or a glass of wine here and there. But not constantly putting hard liquor in your body and expect that body to continue to function as brand new. That's just not possible. If you struggle with alcohol use, there's no shame in asking for help. There's no shame in seeking help. Just realize the first thing to getting help is realizing there's a problem and you want something different. I know as we're getting older, some of us don't want to come to terms that we're getting older. On TikTok, some people are like, oh, I'm a millennial, or I look like I'm in my 20s. I look like I'm 19. Take your vitamins. That's all I will tell you. Take your vitamins. I take my probiotics in yogurt. I'll link my favorite yogurts and their flavors in the description below, so you guys can try it and let me know what you think. In the morning though, I usually take a short glass of kombucha. It is an acquired taste. I don't hold your nose, swallow. It is an acquired taste. And then at night, I drink my spearmint tea. I don't know what it's doing, but it helps my skin to be clear. So I continue to do it. My next point is, you feel good when you look good. So you already know where this next point is going. Invest in good clothes and timeless pieces. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, build a capsule wardrobe. If you are into colors, do them. But use the color wheel to match your colors. Use the color contrast, trust me. Some affordable places I would recommend getting timeless pieces from will be the thrift store. Because, this life is expensive. Have you seen the economy lately? It's hard to afford anything. But the thrift store has some good pieces. So